Hello and welcome to Surveyor Says, the podcast from the National Society of Professional Surveyors. Each week, we bring you fascinating guests that are involved in the profession of surveying. My name is Tim Birch, and I'm the Executive Director for the National Society of Professional Surveyors and your host for the podcast. Subscribe to the podcast on most of your favorite streaming platforms, as well as our podcast host, Podbean. For more information about the podcast and NSPS, please visit our website, nsps.us.com. So, without further delay, here's our next episode of Surveyor Says, the NSPS Podcast. Hey everybody, this is Tim Birch, Executive Director of the National Society of Professional Surveyors, and your normal host for Surveyor Says, the NSPS Podcast. However, this week we've got a couple of special episodes, and we've had a takeover from the YSN leadership, led by Nolan Mark, President, Cam Lowe, Vice President, and Jacob Heck, Immediate Past President. They are interviewing candidates for the YSN elections that will be coming up here shortly. Be watching your emails for those election announcements. So sit back, listen to the banter of these fun conversations, and you'll only hear it here on Surveyor Says, the NSPS Podcast.
All right, well, I guess this is kind of a little different than what most listeners are used to hearing. So thanks, Tim Birch, for allowing us to take over and hijack the Surveyor Said podcast to talk about the elections for YSN coming up. For those that don't know, we are the YSN, NSPS YSN.
Young Surveyors Network.
Yep. I should start, that's why you're here, Jacob. I'm just an abbreviations guy. We could probably debate ALTA and ALTA all night, but we'll stick to just elections. So. But it is that lovely time of year again with elections coming up that we'll be picking both the vice president and secretary. Tonight we're doing secretary, but just a reminder that we have vice president, president, delegate, and secretary. The vice president gets elected, then moves into the president, and then moves into the delegate. So it's a 3-year term. But with you two tonight, we're talking about secretary, which is a 1-year term. The secretary is the custodian of the records and the books of the society, according to our bylaws. So just a friendly reminder. That's what you signed up for both, right? Head nods, head nods. All right, good, excellent. So enough about the YSN or Young Surveyors Network. Let's start with, we didn't do rock, paper, scissors.
Should we go around the room first and just introduce who's on the call?
We can do that since Cam's been quiet. We can do that.
Save the best for last.
Save the best for last. But this is Nolan Mark. I'm currently president of the Young Surveyors Network. Jacob.
I'm Jacob Heck. I'm the immediate past president and delegate to NSPS from the group.
I am Cameron Lowe. I'm the vice president of YSN. I reside in Houston, Texas, and I love dogs and surveying.
Cam's always got a fun fact. They never run out. We should actually talk about your
They never run out and they're never fun. So
you should talk about your biggest fun fact, though, what we just learned about you.
Oh, my Spotify rap?
Yes.
Oh, no.
No? We'll save it for the
that'll
end.
probably come up later in this podcast, I'm sure.
All right, good. Excellent.
Something to keep the listeners engaged so they can find out later.
So let's start with the traditional ladies first. Stacy.
Thank you. My name is Stacy Pollock. I'm the Michigan State Coordinator for YSN.
I'm Adam Thayer. I am the Idaho representative for YSN and have been for, I believe, 4 or 5 years now.
Excellent. And besides getting your arm twist, why are you running for secretary?
Who was that directed to first?
I'll go first,
Okay.
if that's all right.
All right.
Yeah, I've been involved in the YSN for, like I said, I believe 2018 was my first meeting, so the fall of 2018. So a few years now, been with this group and seen a lot of people come and go, and a lot of people still stick around and familiar faces. I started when I was fairly young in the YSN, so I mean, there's some individuals that don't get involved until they're maybe in their early 30s, and then they age out when they're 35. So I've had the opportunity to be around for a little while, since the group was fairly new, and so I felt like I wanted to finally be involved on the national level of the YSN. I've been heading the state for quite a few years, and just wanted to kind of offer my knowledge and expertise that I have for being around for a few years now, and decided I wanted to jump into that leadership role.
Awesome. Stacy.
I am running for secretary because I am wanting to see the organization prosper a little bit more. It's funny, when Cam mentioned at the fall meeting that he wants to, in 2025, give more benefits to the members, I definitely supported that. And that's something that I wanted to do personally as secretary. I wanted to, I've got some goals that I think would align with that perfectly. So I'm running because I can envision and I see the organization to be a little bit more than what it is, and I want to contribute, and I think I've got the skill set to do that.
Great answers by both of you, and I've known y'all for a while, and I'm very excited to have y'all running for this position. And regardless of the outcome, thank you both for stepping up, and I know regardless who wins, y'all will support each other regardless of whatever capacity going forward. So I'm excited. So one of my questions tonight, they may all be very serious and stressful, or they may be a little bit relaxed. So we'll see. But this first one, it's important to me. It was a question that was asked to me when I was running for vice president. So this is going to be a 1-year term for this position. And I had a similar question. So 1-year term, some would view that as a very short amount of time. What do you feel you can accomplish in this amount of time? And I'll go ahead and have Stacy go first on this one. Just kind of flip-flop it.
Well, my main goal is to really try and leave the organization a little bit better than I found it. So kind of setting smaller goals, I think would be good, but also setting it up for any other members for in the future, right? So I think not trying to do, I guess, the most, so to speak, but just developing goals that could be kind of copied for in the future, right? So someone next or behind me could take that role and prosper and kind of use what we develop. And yeah, a year is a short time, but I think if you've got the right mindset, you've got a good group and a set of goals, I think that you can definitely achieve them. But then also kind of pass that culture, that mindset down to whoever's coming after you. Hey, this is what we envisioned and this is what we want to see. Hopefully you can kind of continue that forward. So just kind of establishing a culture and like a mindset, like I said, I think that goes a long way.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Adam, did you want me to repeat the question? You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool.
I think it is a short amount of time when it comes to a leadership role like this in kind of a growing and organization. But I mean, I think the biggest thing is just keep doing what we're doing. I think we're doing a really good job right now. Nolan, Cam, Jacob, all you guys have set us up really well for the future. And I think just continuing to grow on the things that we're doing, such as meeting regularly, monthly on Zoom, and then obviously twice a year in person. The different goals that Nolan has set, I think just kind of keeping to follow through with those. He set up a few different committees that we've got going, and those committees have been meeting regularly. So in any sort of organization like this, I think it's just consistency. Just keep the ball moving forward. Communication with emails and like I said, meetings are huge, and it's just doing the little things like that in that short amount of time, and just putting everything that you have into it too. Making yourself available for those meetings that might be tough to make during the day or at night, depending on what time zone we're in and when we have those meetings. And I feel like I've done that so far, and making as many of those meetings as I can, and making people see in my face
Sure.
is huge. So yeah, really just continuing what Nolan and Jacob and then Cam is going to continue to do. I think just those goals are, like I said, we're in a really good spot right now, I think, and let's just keep that going.
Awesome, man. Well, thank y'all so much. Jacob, turn it over to you.
Yeah. So why would you say it's important to be a part of YSN? And like with any group that's like this, it's made successful by the volunteer work of its members, like you were saying. And many of our members have a lot of other things going on. So what kinds of benefits are there to serving in leadership roles in a group like this? And Stacy, Stacy went first last time. Adam, you'll go.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, networking. And I think that's with any organization, any surveying organization, whether it's your state, society, your local chapter, just having those like-minded people around you that face the similar problems that you do every single day, and maybe in a different part of the country, different part of the world that you are, different area of the state. It's just huge. I preach that every day. As far as being involved in YSN or your state chapter or whatever it is, I think the networking is a huge opportunity for people, especially in surveying. I think we have to interact a lot with one another as professionals in our career, and being part of the YSN is going to help you build those skill sets too. And so just being a young professional, helps you build those skills. And I think for me, number one is networking.
Yeah, great. Yeah, Stacy, what are your thoughts on that?
I definitely agree. I also think that when we all get together, the major benefit is just an opportunity to learn from one another. I think everybody brings different experiences to the table. And I really enjoy meeting young surveyors from across the country and just kind of seeing how their day in and day out of surveying is. And, networking is a huge part of this, but it's also, again, like I said, an opportunity to learn from one another. And if you can learn, there's no greater benefit than that. So I think that's one of the good benefits as well to being a member, and just being in the board for NSPS YSN is you just get to learn from so many people and apply that to your professional career.
Excellent. So I think you both have mentioned this a little bit. So obviously officers come and go. You'll still have me, you'll still have Cam. Salutes to Jacob. Thank you for your service. But
He better not ghost us.
I'll still be around.
I
ghosted me today. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, I called you.
Shh. I'm asking the questions now. No. We like to have fun here. So with Jacob going, how do you plan on working off of maybe my goals, Cam goals, and who your candidates are for vice president? Even how do you plan on working with their goals, and maybe what are some of your skills or other goals you see coming in that you want to work with? And
I'll jump on that one. So something I really want to see is internal communication, and I think that would contribute to member benefits. And I know Cam, like I said before, was talking about enhancing membership benefits, and I think doing that, increasing internal communication would definitely do that. I think that we could. I've got some ideas and some goals in mind how we could, increase some communication between the board and membership, and even to committees, that we're sharing ideas and insights a little bit more, and that it could really excel the organization further. And not that, we're in a lull or anything like that, but I think we could really expand and reach out to more young surveyors and have more benefits. And I think that really boils down to communicating a little bit more, whether it's within our membership or just outreach to the public. So that's just one of my goals, is to kind of work on our communication, work with the committees, and support the board on doing that. So
We can always do better. Don't worry. But I heard what you really said. Anyways,
love you.
Adam.
Yeah, I think I touched on this quite a bit before, so I'll try not to repeat myself too much. But yeah, just building on the committees that we have, I think we could potentially do more of those. I think we've had great participation on the couple that we have with mentoring, which Stacy's been a big part of, and then also our YSN conference that we're planning. Hopefully that isn't releasing too many cats out of the bag.
Spoiler alert! You're gonna put that label on this episode right now.
I think we're, by the time this episode airs, I think we're gonna have that save the date go out. So I think we should be good.
Nice.
Perfect. So yeah,
if not Adam, this automatically disqualifies from the ballot. So I'm kidding. Anyways, you were talking about the committees.
Yeah, Cam and both Nolan. Cam's heading that committee, and Nolan's has been a big part of it too. And I'm a part of that as well. So growing that in the future, I think this first year is going to be, I think it's going to be a great time, and just building on that, and hopefully we can continue to do that either every year or, biannual, just depending on how it goes. But and so yeah, I think also what Stacy said, totally applicable. Internal communication is huge in any organization, keeping the members involved and getting more members. Like we have, and I'm sure a lot of state societies do too, but we struggle here with our state society, with people. It's like, why should I be a member? And what does that do for me? So communicating that to our young surveyors out there that aren't a part of our organization, getting that message out there, I think is important. Yeah, I think that's all I have.
It's always tough to find more members.
It's so easy too, right?
Oh, so easy.
Well, I loved y'all's responses. I think they're both awesome goals to have, and I know regardless of the outcome and whatever position y'all end up in, y'all are still going to be trying to push those goals regardless of the platform you have. Y'all are seasoned members with that YSN. A lot of people look up to you, so I'm excited. Let's make it happen. All right. Open myself up for ridicule here based on the Spotify comment earlier, but I'm going to Adam first. What is your favorite memory from a YSN event?
And why is it singing Creed?
And maybe we'll let that be Nolan's answer. He'll give him a little plug real quick there. He loves to tear me down.
This isn't about us. We're good.
Yeah, sure. And Adam, so yeah, what's your favorite memory from a YSN event?
Wow.
So much for an easy question. Right?
It's impossible to just pick one. That's my answer, really. I mean, and it's the truth. Like, I mean,
you can have more than one. You're good.
The student competition is obviously up there. I think that's up there for anyone who's been a part of that. I think I've done 3 or 4 maybe now. It's just such a fun time. and just such a memorable time to be able to tell not only other surveyors, but your family and friends, the things that you got to see and do, in the nation's capital. And then even surveying related is just hanging out with y'all, I think, it's just a great group of people. We have a good time, we know how to laugh, we know, and then not only, in those, dinner dates or whatever we're doing, bowling, playing pool, wherever we're at, we're always talking about the future of YSN, right? We're always building those relationships to further and grow this organization. And
Adam, would you say that we want to take YSN and take it higher to a place, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. It was perfect.
Nice
It's perfect. I'm sorry. I see. So there we go. Got it out of the way.
All I can imagine is Cam just singing like this,
Yes. For those listening, I karaoke'd some Creed at the fall 2025 conference in Albuquerque, 2024 conference in Albuquerque, and I was singing some Creed and a little
there might have been like
overconfident.
35 of us in a hotel room somewhere in Albuquerque.
Maybe.
I heard like top point.
I remember a drinking contest too. If I
well, you don't know me.
correctly.
I'm out in that category. So
Soda. We were drinking soda.
Yeah.
Yes. And see, I drink water,
drink
so it's still
soda.
out. Yeah, I'm strictly water. So,
but yeah, I mean,
sorry, I cut you off, Adam. Go ahead.
Too many to count. I mean, like I said, I've been doing these for quite a few years, and COVID was hard, not being able to meet in person, and this Zoom is great. Not to sound like a boomer, but Zoom is great, but the face-to-face is, ultimately the key to networking and relationships. No offense to any boomers that may be listening. I'm sorry.
Twice you said it. And when you edit this, you're going to have to bleep that out twice. So. No, that's great answer, Adam. I would have to agree with you there. So Stacy, what's your favorite memory from a YSN event?
My favorite was probably my first year on the National Mall with all of the young surveyors. It was such a beautiful day. The skies were blue and we were all there promoting surveying, using old equipment that I never in my practice have had my hands on or gotten to see. So that was probably the greatest memory that I can think of YSN event. Just my first year being welcomed by the board then and its members, and just being all together and doing surveying and promoting surveying. It was the best. It should sound cheesy, but it was the best day ever. It was a beautiful day, and you can't really get any better than that. So
I think I speak for all of us and say the first student competition on the mall exceeded all of our expectations.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's great.
I mean, granted, my feet wanted to fall off because I didn't even know about the monument.
Oh yeah, and the 13 miles.
My team was a bunch of go-getters. Yeah, I was hobbling around. It was rough.
Cam could not walk.
Oh yeah, it felt like I had rocks in my shoes.
Pretty sure he was MIA the next day.
And by rocks, I mean like knives. I called it an early day. I snuck out from the mall.
Right? No, I don't blame you.
We're good. But no, I agree, Stacey. And y'all both kind of mentioned the student competition. Little plug for that. Anybody listening, any students listening, or maybe professors or anybody that's connected to a school, get out in front of your schools, promote our spring competition. It fills up quick. The last years we've had it's been insane. 24 teams and a waiting list, I think. It's a big deal. Bragging rights, networking, creating relationships. It's one of the things I brag about YSN the most, and that's great. But now we're just getting started with the conference and so many things coming up next year. So I'm excited. But little plug for the competition. If anybody's listening, sign your team up. Tell some people
on the National Mall, and you get to see the mini Washington Monument.
Yeah,
which is
amazing.
cool.
Oh yes, Jacob.
Unreal seeing that. So
Jacob's the guy.
Dr. Heck. Once he's off our board, he's now going to go back to me telling us
Yeah.
what to call him.
It's 100% Dr. Heck from here on out.
All right. Well, thank y'all for answering my question. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and since we have a couple minutes, I'll toss in one more question here. So we've talked about doing things at the national level, the state level. You've both highlighted many successes on both of those stages, but what are your thoughts on continuing our presence at the international level? In the past couple of years, since we hosted the 2023 FIG Working Week and Young Surveyor Conference there, we've gotten more and more engaged. And we're seen now as world leaders in a way that we weren't a couple of years ago. So what are your thoughts on keeping that up, and do you have any plans there?
You want me to go
Go
first,
ahead.
or you want to
Go ahead, Stacy. Yep.
Either way.
I think having our presence internationally is huge. I think it's extremely important. I also think, again, that it's an opportunity to learn from one another. The way that they survey in Africa or Australia is definitely different from the United States. And just, I love surveying, so I'd love to kind of see what everybody else is doing and how they do it. But like I said, an opportunity to grow, opportunity to learn. And I think having our presence at the international level is really important. And I'd love to see us to continue to do that. And I'd love for the Young Surveyors Network to have a delegate and pass that role on throughout the years, just so we continue to have a presence. The mentoring committee, as you know, we've been trying to work with FIG and kind of getting our foot in the door with them. And they've just been so great, and they love expanding. So I definitely think we should continue to do that and all work together.
Yeah. And Adam, what are your thoughts?
I'll just add a little bit to what Stacy said, because definitely totally agree with what she said. I do think it's a very important. FIG has a lot of resources, and there's a lot we can give to them as well. And having that member, a YSN member, being kind of a liaison with FIG would really help with that. And so I think it's great that the leadership has started that ball rolling, and I don't know exactly where it stands, but I believe the plan is to have that person in place soon. And yeah, I've had the opportunity to be a part of, the FIG in, I believe, 2018 in College Park, when we held the YSN, correct me on their wording, Jacob, on what it is. It was in conjunction with, or it was the North America's meeting?
Yeah, it was the FIG Young Surveyors North America meeting.
Okay. Yeah. And then the FIG working week in Orlando as well. So I've had some exposure with FIG, and it's an awesome organization. And for those that don't know, the Young Surveyors Network started with FIG. I believe, was it the early 2000s, Jacob?
2000, and John Hohall can correct me, but 2006, I thought it began worldwide, and then 2014 is when it began for the U.S.
Yeah, so they're really the foundation to what this is all about. It's grown a lot over the years into different countries, and then the states and everything. And having an international connection is huge. And I love what we're doing right now to establish that.
All right, great. Thanks. So we're probably about ready to wrap up, but before we do that, do you have any closing thoughts? Anything else?
Closing arguments?
Yeah. Adam, did you have anything else you wanted to bring up?
I'll go. Yeah. Vote for Adam. No.
There was.
Wow,
love
that
it. No shame,
enthusiasm
no
level, the enthusiasm level with the woo.
I was going
It
to
was
say that.
huge.
I'm ready to run to the ballot box now. I'll run there if I have to.
No, thank you guys for putting this together. I know this is something that we've been doing for a few years for the YSN officers. I think it's really, really good to chat with you guys and kind of get this out there on a bigger platform that hopefully people will listen to, and appreciate all your questions and everything. And also Tim and Trish for helping us put this together. NSPS is a huge supporter of the YSN, and we really appreciate all that they do for us. So yeah, thank you for the opportunity. And like you said, Cam, before, I mean, no matter who wins these races, for the vice president as well as secretary, whether it's Stacy or myself, obviously we're still going to support each other and come and attend and push our goals that we have to make this organization prosper. So thank you guys.
You're not going to egg her door at the next meeting if you.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't say he wasn't going to, but
Yeah.
Sorry.
I stopped
Still
short of saying
supporter.
make YSN great again. So
Yeah, there
Thank
you go.
Kind of the same thing as Adam. I just wanted to say I really appreciate the opportunity for the board making me a nominee. I'm really excited to be given this opportunity. Extremely thankful. It's nice to see that people kind of appreciate and see that you put the hard work in, and then ask you to kind of fulfill what you envision. So I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna shame plug myself right now. So vote for Stacy with enthusiasm.
I'm running now.
Enthusiasm than I did.
But no, really, thank you all. I really do appreciate the opportunity. I know there was others, so thank you very much. Appreciate
No,
it.
All right. Well, thank
Appreciate
y'all
both
both.
of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to ask a final
Did you have one
question.
more thing? Go
I
ahead.
do. Yeah. And it's actually for you, Cam.
Oh no, my Wi-Fi's going out.
Oh no. But by chance, what percentage were you in that Spotify for
This is going on a podcast, right?
Oh,
So
yeah,
if I
100%.
show it on my camera,
I don't know if the
picture
camera will
I
make
have-
it. I think you should just say it out loud for
I
You,
everybody.
you have
gotta
to say
find
it,
it.
and it will go on your permanent record.
Yeah.
So y'all can maybe.
We
the
can
blur.
just see
Oh
it.
no!
Nobody-
The camera
It
blur
blurred it
ruined
out.
Well, I tried. I
sent
tried,
it
y'all. I
to.
really
I think
did.
you sent it to me. I think it's the
Your top song was higher by
0.0
Creed. You were.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. You were in the top. This is pathetic. 0.001% of listeners globally. So
do you know where
Creed,
where
they
the
take me
bridge is
higher?
at?
They absolutely have. I'm in the elite.
But do you know
Or
where
I'm
the
having a
bridge is
midlife
at?
crisis. One or the other. Sorry? What are
Do you know where the bridge is at?
I don't still. Leave me alone.
All right.
All right. Thank y'all so much, Adam, Stacy, and of course, Nolan, Jacob. We're really excited. Like I said, we're all a real tight-knit group. We all have the overall same common goals of wanting to see YSN thrive, grow, provide more benefit to the members, and really just take our generation of this industry to the next level. And if you've been serving on any committees, been attending any of our meetings, monthly meetings, make sure you check the website. Your email's current. We have monthly meetings. We have a lot of exciting things in store next year that I am very, very excited about. And we have some great people working on these projects. It is a great time to get involved with YSN. I'm very proud of these two for stepping up and wanting to step into a leadership role. It is definitely something that will push you out of your comfort zone. I'm not going to lie, when I stepped in for VP, I was doubted myself. I was like, I guess I'll do it, whatever. And I'm so glad I did. I'm just being honest. We're all busy. It's so easy to make excuses. I don't have the time. Make time. It's worth it. And I'm glad y'all did. Whatever ends up happening, happy that we're such a tight knit group and we're going to keep supporting each other. So thank y'all so much. And please share this if you're listening with other YSN folk. Get the word out. We want good participation in this election. Let your voice be heard. So thank y'all so much. And Nolan looks like he has one more thing.
Ballot should be going out the 15th. Voting will run until the 31st. So besides that, once again, thank you to, but not
All right.
Cam. You never thank Cam.
Thank you.
That's a thankless job being the VP. It is what it is. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much. Tim, if you're listening to this, whenever you're editing it, we appreciate what you do and for putting this
Yes,
on
thank
your
you.
platform. So y'all have a great night. Looking forward to meeting with some of y'all very soon in some of our committee meetings. But talk to y'all later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Night, y'all. See ya.
You've been listening to Surveyor Says, the NSPS podcast, brought to you by the National Society of Professional Surveyors. If you have any questions about today's episode or any other topic, please email us at info@nsps.us.com, as we are here to help. Subscribe to the podcast on most of your favorite streaming platforms, as well as our podcast host, Podbean. For more information about the podcast and NSPS, please visit our website, nsps.us.com. And remember, it's a great day to be a surveyor.